All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Market Trading. I am your host, Tone Vays. All right, let me make sure everything is set. I was in Spaces this morning, and I'm sure a lot of you were listening Mario Spaces. I've been in Spaces the whole day. I can't believe how much Bitcoin has gone up in the 24 hours since I did this video yesterday. Let's recap all of it. Man, I wish it didn't go up this quickly. But it did. So it's not a bad thing. It's just makes it harder to enter the proper trade when it goes up this quickly. Let's go to the charts. I'm going to go straight to the daily chart. Well, my screen share cooperates. All right, here we go. So look, are we going up too far too fast? The answer is yes, but we absolutely broke critical resistance. The only thing that's left is not to collapse today and break all of it. We broke two of our very critical daily resistance points yesterday on yesterday's candle. We broke the MRI resistance line and we broke the 50-period moving average. Both insanely important. Mark B, thank you so much. I'll see you in the Middle East. Yeah, I'll be in Dubai. Hopefully, in May as well, but otherwise October. So two critical resistance points were broken in yesterday's candle. Today we have a chance to break a very critical resistance point of 25,000. Now this is actually big because if I go and draw a box, how do I draw a box? I actually can't draw a box. Oh yeah, I can draw a box. I can draw a parallel channel. If I take this height here of the wick, that's pretty much the same as the other wick. And now I could lower that to the top of the candles, this whole area. Okay, we're broken. We broke everything. We broke the prior closing high, close, and we broke the intraday high. But we do have to sustain it. We have to close above them on a daily basis and spend a few days above them. Personally, I didn't really want us to do this, to go from 22,000 to 27,000, almost 26 and a half in a day and a half. That is normally insane. But at this point, we are so far above the 50-period moving average that even if we do pull back, a reasonable area for the pullback. Why is this not drawing? Hold on, I'll refresh this. Is it not even refreshing? What is going on? A reasonable area for the pullback is going to be the 50-period moving average. Okay. No, I'm not saying Binance will go down. I'm just saying that is like when people ask me, Tone, what can cause Bitcoin to go below 20,000? And my answer is something like Binance going down. I'm not saying it will go down, but I'm saying that if it goes down, that can drive Bitcoin sub 20,000. Other than that, I just don't see any predictable black swans out there. Could be an unpredictable black swan, but I don't see any predictable black swans. So the daily chart looks awesome. If you kind of don't get too upset over or don't get too concerned over it going up too far too fast, from a structure perspective, this looks great. Looks absolutely great. We're breaking all resistance. Look at the weekly chart. The weekly chart this week alone, and we remember we started down here. We bounced right off the 20-week moving average, and within a matter of days, we broke the 50-period moving average and the 200-period moving average and the MI resistance line, and we broke the prior swing high. Right now, we're in an open air situation where there is no resistance for Bitcoin until approximately this area, I can lower this a smidge. Oh, I guess that was my best fit line. It's at 34,000. There is nothing here. I see no technical resistance here. It's open air to 34,000. Now, in a perfect world, we don't have to go up 25% to get into the bottom of the zone. That, from a TA perspective, generally, it's hard to get the momentum to go through even this low volume zone, this open air gap. Even the open air gap has trouble filling when you have to exert so much energy to get into the open air gap. It's like you're exhausted, right? It's like if you think of a sports team, is down a lot and they exert so much energy to come back and force overtime. And then in overtime, they have no more gas. Like they lose in overtime after having an epic comeback to get to overtime. And then sometimes you have the adrenaline and momentum to keep going. And sometimes you're done, you're exhausted, okay? So in markets, it's the same concept. And markets tend to be exhausted when they get into this open air gap finally, but because they spend so much energy getting there, they're in a little bit of trouble. Now, I am still leaning to, it should not be hard to dominate this zone and go to 34,000. Are we gonna, yep, there it is. I broke something, like the Fed broke something. Shit. Okay. So this is our green star candle, but the green star showed up way earlier though. This green star would have been, yesterday on this candle or even the day before. And this, oh, come on. Open this chart. Open the allocation chart. Hey guys, I don't know what to do here. Like if I can't pull up charts, what's the point of streaming? Get a Mac. I had a Mac. It was the worst year of my life. It was literally the worst year of my life. I never want to use a computer again, any computer. Like I wanted to go and live in the woods and chop wood. I will never, ever, ever have a Mac. I couldn't do anything. Oh, this sucks. All right, so what am I going to do here? Give me a second. Let me come off screen share. Let me try to fix this. I'm going to just knock out Google Chrome. And I'm gonna just restart Google Chrome. All right, am I still live? Just gotta make sure I'm still live. Okay, so now it should be okay. Yeah, we're good. We're back in business. Okay. So now let's talk about the allocation chart. All right. So the allocation chart based on Consensio is calling for a 100% allocation in Bitcoin. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay. And I know some people are about to get pissed, but because I didn't get to put this label on properly, I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to put it here. Like I really wanted this candle to start like down here at 23,000. That's what I said yesterday. I'm going to put it at the bottom of this candle because I think that's fair. And I'm going to make this label 100%. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. Okay. So we have a 40% allocation here. Sorry, 20% allocation here, which became a 40% allocation here, dropping the break even to between these two areas. So the average entry became about 20,000. I'm going to round. And now there is 100% allocation. When this candle came into existence at the end of day yesterday, at the end of trading day. But okay, here's the thing, right? At the end of trading day yesterday, I would not have gone 100%. At the end of trading day yesterday, it's an 80% bullish allocation. 80, just 80. I would have just doubled it. And then the final 20% gets added here today because today the moving averages are crossing over. Okay. And now we have the short term above the intermediate term, above the long term. And that calls for a 100% allocation. Okay. So to make things easy, instead of going 80, then 100, it's just going to go 100. Okay. And now this makes the average entry approximately 21, maybe 22,000. Okay. Somewhere around here. I'm going to get rid of this line. It's not necessary. Okay. But based on Consensio, and we're going to stick to Consensio. We're just going to stick to Consensio now. There we are. And hopefully we keep this 100% allocation until we hit this MRI resistance line all the way in the 40s. Yeah, we have not. The last time we were at these prices was all the way back in June of last year. Right here, before we crashed. That was the last time we were at these prices. You can almost go back to May. The close here is, oh no, that's a $29,000 close. Okay. A little bit higher. Yeah, right here, the big crash. We're recovering this big crash candle back in June of 22. And if you look at the allocation back then, we were 100% cash going into this crash. Now it's unfortunate. I started going short right here, and I had to cut that short trade because of the structure. And of course, the moment you cut that short trade, it crashes down. Had this rise in the beginning of June did not stop my short trade, I would have went 40 to 50% short right here on this crash. But because I had just got knocked out of the short trade, we went cash first because we were bullish here. We had to go full cash, and then a very, get your toe dipped in the bearish direction, but the bearish trade got taken out. So unfortunately, I was not short going into the big crash. I tried going bullish after the crash, but again, that did not, I had to cut that trade, bullish again, had to cut that trade. So there were very minimal losses here. Very minimal losses. And finally, we have big gains. This is not meant to be, this is meant to be, you put in your trade, you are now 100% bullish, and there should be some form of a bullish allocation going forward. Like it should not be going back to cash for a long time. Long time. Because even if we fall all the way back to the long-term moving average, there should still be some bullish positions on. You should only be in a cash or a short position when the long-term moving average is going down, not when a long-term moving average is rising. Yeah, of course, the collapse of SVB Bank helped Bitcoin rise. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure silver is pumping as well, which is obvious because I sold my silver. Not all of it, but a big chunk. Yeah, look at silver yesterday. The day after I sell my silver, this is what happens. Sell my physical silver. Well, it's not a scare on Wall Street. The Wall Street and banking are two very different things. Stock market's rising. The CPI numbers came in line. CPI numbers were exactly what was predicted. It was 6% year on year and 5.5% for core year on year. The Fed is likely to raise interest rates 25 basis points. Yep, there it is, 83% chance that the Fed's going to raise interest rates 25 basis points. Going back to my long-term view, let's take a look at the halving. Let's take a look at where we are in relation to the halving. So the halving right now is on pace for early April. And blocks are being found 9.4 minutes apart. Do I think this rise will be short-lived? No, I don't. I don't, guys. I am very confident in Bitcoin right now. Everyone is quoting me everywhere. You know, like, hey, I can be wrong. I can be wrong. And also, I started saying this here, not up here, right? Everyone is quoting me now. Right now, Tone is saying that Bitcoin is going to keep going up and up and up, right? But I started saying it back here. I started saying it on the MRI buy. So I started saying this at 21,000. So I'm already right for 5,000. If someone is listening to me for the first time and buys in for the first time right here, if someone buys in right there and Bitcoin falls to the 50-period moving average, they're going to be very angry at me about how wrong I was. But that's because they didn't listen to me down here when it was 20, or they didn't listen to me 3 days before it was 20, when I was saying that buying off the 20,000 and the support and the MRI buy and the moving average is going to be potentially, you know, the buy of the year. So they didn't listen to me then. But if you start listening right now, not that this is trading advice, you can be very, very angry because this is not the time to FOMO in. Like, you should have been in here. I was already in there, right? Like you look at my allocation chart. I was already 40% in from these levels, from 17. So I had the luxury to wait a little bit and be patient and not have to rush in over here because I was already in. But if you're not in, and this is when you decide to FOMO, yeah, it can go down for you based on where you enter. Please go back and watch the last few weeks of videos. I would love for someone to show me another analyst that navigated this entire thing for the last 2 months better. Like, I think everything I've said since we broke the short-term moving average, everything I've said since, well, this entire year, actually, since early January. I think every single video I've done since early January, I would not change a single thing if I had a time machine. I just don't see where I could have possibly said the wrong thing based on what I expected since early January. Yeah, we just have to hold this resistance. We got to hold it. I don't really want to see Bitcoin go and close this week at 30,000. I just want to see a nice weekly close at 26, 27. And then next week, consolidate a bit and then push higher. Like, I want the market to take a breather. I want it to consolidate. I want to see, let me go to a shorter term chart. Trying to find an example. I want to see something like this. A little bit of a pullback back to an average and then push higher. So a little bit higher, a pullback down to the 200 week, and then blast higher. I really should switch these. Hold on. I really should switch the colors on the moving averages. Oh, this is not even the same. Okay. Not even using the same one. Yeah, I need to switch these. I'll switch the moving average later. It's okay. Let's look at the traditional markets. Oh, GBTC. I forgot to mention GBTC. I was very surprised yesterday that the GBTC discount actually went higher. That was very surprising for me. After what happened right here, early March, I really expected there to be more momentum in GBTC and for this premium or discount to trend to zero. So I was very surprised that on Monday, the discount became big again. And right now, I'm a little surprised that the discount is not closing. It's just surprising. I think that I expected people to be buying GBTC because it is exposure to Bitcoin. And I believe GBTC is fully backed by Bitcoin. So I'm still expecting the discount to get wiped out in a bull market. Yeah, Chris Dunn is great. Chris Dunn is one of my favorite traders and analysts. Yeah, GBTC is a bit of a mystery. I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm just very surprised that this is not happening. Maybe one day we'll get an explanation as to why. Here's our 1 hour chart. I love seeing these breakouts here and here. Copy, paste. Love seeing these breakouts, especially when they happen on green star candles. And here. And I want to see one more. I want to see just one more. And that's it. Just one more. One more this week. That's it. One more break. I want to see a bit of a consolidation. Let this be the high for the day. Consolidate for a bit. I'll split the middle here. Consolidate for a bit. I'll grab this one. I'll grab it from this candle to this candle. Something like this. Like that. These are also wicks, like this candle is this candle. Like I want to see something like this. Like just one more breakout this week. Maybe I should have picked a longer one. Hold on. Let me grab a longer one. This is the hourly chart. So let me grab this one. That's better. You know, I want to see something like this. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. Breakout around the 16th, 17th. That will be Thursday towards the end of the week. And then, based on a weekly scale, we go up to say 28. And now the following week, we have enough breathing room to pull back for like a week or two and just establish that 200 week and let the short term cross over the intermediate term on a weekly scale. And that would also set us up nicely for here, for our allocation chart. Go a little bit higher, give us a little bit of breathing room, let's say 28, even this week, or next candle, because that's a 4-day candle. And then we can pull back like that, and probably not even walk away from our 100%. Maybe it'll drop to 80%. I don't know. But this should stay above 50% for a while. Bullish allocation. It was not easy navigating this bear market. This bear market was very hard to navigate. All right, back to the stock market. Guys, I want to join Swan Spaces. I mean, with the price pump, and it just started, and I opened my last pack. I know I got 700 live viewers, but I don't know, I'm just enjoying Spaces. Okay. Traditional markets, oil market. Oil's not doing anything. Stocks are up. Stocks are up this morning. This is the second best day this month. We are up 1.5% in the futures market. And this candle here is 1.06. And that's 1.24. The only candle that's bigger is this, 1.76. So this is the best month since probably here. 1.4. We're already at 1.5. The best day. It's the best stock day since January 20th. And look what happened. We were also coming off a pullback. I think this is huge. I'm a little concerned that the stock market broke a very important structure. So this is a little bit concerning to me from a TA perspective. I expected the opposite. I thought the stock market would bounce, but Bitcoin would needed to pull back, but the opposite happened. Bitcoin pulled back and rallied hard, and the stock market broke down its support. I didn't see that coming. Anyway, the financial summit happening in November. Hopefully people can now afford it with the price of Bitcoin rising so much. And unconfiscatable, which is something everyone should have always been able to afford at $500 or $600 to attend the event in Las Vegas. That will take place in December. Shout out to my friends in Kraken. All right, I got the cards. Let's see what we get here. Last pack. This is the last pack. And then I'm going to jump on Spaces. We have Seyfedin's card, Seyfedin's book. We have Hayek again, which is good. I didn't have a lot of Hayeks. I had a lot of on Mises, but I haven't gotten that one in a while. Bitcoin Times. I feel like I get that card every pack now. Dollar cost average. We're getting this card the last 3 packs. Super important right now. Did I stop the screen share? I did. Yeah, I did. One of my favorite arts. This is the Federal Reserve. This is monetary history. Great card. The Lightning Network, one of my favorite arts with the dragon. The dollar, the crash of the US dollar. Bitcoin halving. And the final card is another World of Rusty. Unfortunately, in this box, I only got one out of 100 card. That was the HAL card. I did not pull a Tone Vays card. I did not pull the Cypherpunk card. And that is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I do have another box on the way in the mail. I don't know if I'm going to open it. I may have to trade for the Tone Vays card and the Cypherpunk card. We'll see how I acquire both of those. All right, guys. Thank you all so very much for watching. And I will see you all